Bonjour, bienvenue à la classe de français. Welcome to French class. Here we are again. We have lots to do today, but before we get started, let's just do a little bit of bell work. So here are 3 questions you should be able to answer, and I'd like you to jot down your answers in your notebook. The first one, quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Aujourd'hui, you might remember, means today, so you can figure out what that means. Number 2, quel temps fait-il aujourd'hui? Numéro 3, quelle heure est-il? So take a moment to write down your answers to that. You might want to press pause, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, here are some sample answers which will probably be different than yours. It depends on when you're watching this, if you're in the summer or the winter, depending on when it is. Check the format against your sentences to see if you answered the questions correctly. So check for the wording that you use and the order of the words. So numéro 1, I said, aujourd'hui, c'est dimanche le 3 mai. Numéro 2, quel temps fait-il? What's the weather? Aujourd'hui, il fait beau et il fait du soleil. Numéro 3, quelle heure est-il? My answer is, il est 10h30. And like I said, your answers may be different, but the format should be the same of what I wrote. Okay, today we're going to learn some French verbs. We're going to learn how to talk about what people are doing. So remember, verbs are action words, and we need them to say what people are doing. Otherwise, we can't talk about anything. Verbs are important. In fact, a sentence must have a subject and a verb. Without a verb, you do not have a sentence. So in any language, especially in our Western languages, we must have a verb in order to have a sentence, and that says what people are doing. We also need them to say what people like and don't like. Like is actually a verb. You're not actually doing anything, but if you think about it, liking is a bit of an action. It's a state of being, and those are also verbs. So we need verbs to say what people like and don't like. We're going to start with 2 simple verbs in French, to like and to prefer. They're both very basic format, very easy to understand, and they're good ones to start with because we might not be able to talk yet about what we're doing, but we can talk about what we like to do. So, allons-y, which means let's go. The word aime is the first word we're going to learn. Say it after me. The word is aime. Sounds a little like the letter in English. Aime. Super. When we put it with the subject, we make a sentence. How to talk about what you like and you don't like. We're now going to take aime and we're going to put it in a sentence. We're going to put it in a question asking, what do you like? And then we're going to put it in an answer, or just an affirmative sentence. J'aime, I do like, I like, or je n'aime pas, I don't like. So we're going to use the positive and the negative to say what we like and what we don't like. I'd like you to repeat these after me. Say that first phrase in the question after me. It's est-ce que. Est-ce que. Tu aimes means you like. So it's do you like. Say the tu aimes after me. Tu aimes. Tu aimes. Great. Say the whole question. Est-ce que tu aimes? Est-ce que tu aimes? And then after that, you'll say something. Do you like pizza? Do you like hamburgers? Would you like a hamburger? Would you like a pizza? Say yes, I like. Say like after me. It's j'aime. J'aime. Notice that the J is an apostrophe. Instead of saying je aime, we put an apostrophe because we can't have 2 vowel sounds next to each other. So it's j'aime. The negative, say it after me, is je n'aime pas. Je n'aime pas. That means I don't like. So let's look at those 2 things. The first one is j'aime. I like. We put an apostrophe, so the je turns into just a J. J'aime. J'aime. And the negative, je n'aime pas. Look at what's in red there. First of all, there's an N that's sort of appeared suddenly. And there's also a pas, a little word after the end, after the verb. Ne and pas go around the verb to make it negative. We don't have to worry about that now. All we're going to worry about is the fact that this phrase, je n'aime pas, means I don't like. Say them both after me again. J'aime. Je n'aime pas. J'aime. Je n'aime pas. Great. Let's use this. Let's take a question, any old question. Est-ce que tu aimes Star Wars? In French, it's La Guerre des Étoiles. That's Star Wars, but I won't ask you to say that. Est-ce que tu aimes Star Wars? And you would answer one of the two. Oui, j'aime Star Wars. Say that after me. Oui, j'aime Star Wars. Or non, je n'aime pas Star Wars. Say it after me. Non, je n'aime pas Star Wars. One more time. Non, je n'aime pas Star Wars. Okay, I'm going to ask you just a few questions, and I'm going to ask you to say the answer as it fits for you. So, for example, our next one is, est-ce que tu aimes la classe de français? You're either going to say, oui, j'aime la classe de français, or non, je n'aime pas la classe de français. So now I'll ask you, and I'll give you some time to answer. Est-ce que tu aimes la classe de français? You're answering either one. Excellent. Your answer was either oui, j'aime la classe de français, or non, je n'aime pas la classe de français. Can you find the mistake I made in the question? There's a grammar mistake. There's a capital L in la. It should be lowercased. So sometimes there are mistakes you might find me making, and that's fine. Just tell me about them. Let's try the next one. Est-ce que tu aimes Donald Trump? So you're going to answer either oui, j'aime, or non, je n'aime pas. Est-ce que tu aimes Donald Trump? Excellent. So your answer was either oui, j'aime Donald Trump, or non, je n'aime pas Donald Trump. And your opinion is fine. Whatever your opinion is your opinion. How about the next one? Est-ce que tu aimes Kim Kardashian? Est-ce que tu aimes Kim Kardashian? So pick one response. So your answer would be either oui, j'aime I cannot talk, can I? Oui, j'aime Kim Kardashian, or non, je n'aime pas Kim Kardashian. Let's move on to the other verb, to prefer. Say it after me. It's préfère. Préfère. You see the accent on the first E? It goes up to the right. I call that a rising accent. It goes uphill. That makes an E have an A sound. But on the other side of the F, there's an E with a downhill accent. A downhill accent. And that gives it the sound préfère. Gives it an E sound. Préfère. And they're two different sounds. Préfère. Préfère. Excellent. We're going to use préfère exactly the same way we used aime, right? Est-ce que tu préfères? Do you prefer? And then you'll have two options. And you'll answer je préfère. You'll notice something. At the top, préfère has an S on the end. And in the second line, it does not. This has to do with the subject. When we're saying you prefer, we have to put an S on the end. When we say je préfère, I prefer, we don't need that S. And we're going to talk more about that later. Don't worry about it too much. I just wanted to explain it so it made sense. Say it after me. Est-ce que tu préfères? Est-ce que tu préfères? Je préfère. Je préfère. Excellent. Let's ask ourselves some questions. Let's look at this sample one. Est-ce que tu préfères un hot dog ou un hamburger? Ou means or. Est-ce que tu préfères un hot dog ou un hamburger? And your answer would be je préfère whatever it is you prefer. So I would say je préfère un hot dog. I happen to love hot dogs. Je préfère un hot dog. Let's try another one. Est-ce que tu préfères un soda ou un café? So you're going to say je préfère and the one that you prefer. So let me ask and I want you to answer. Est-ce que tu préfères un soda ou un café? Okay, your answer should start with je préfère. My answer would be je préfère un café. Je préfère un café. Ah, here's one for you to answer. Est-ce que tu préfères un thé ou un chocolat? Est-ce que tu préfères un thé ou un chocolat? Je préfère un chocolat. Je préfère un chocolat. Oops, sorry. Ooh, est-ce que tu préfères une salade ou un sandwich? So you're answering this starting with je préfère and picking one. Je préfère un sandwich. Je préfère un sandwich. Est-ce que tu préfères un steak frites ou une pizza? Est-ce que tu préfères un steak frites ou une pizza? Je préfère une pizza. Je préfère une pizza. Est-ce que tu préfères une limonade ou un soda? Est-ce que tu préfères une limonade ou un soda? Je préfère un soda. Je préfère un soda. Je n'aime pas une limonade. So we did that. We went from préfère to aime. Je n'aime pas une limonade. Est-ce que tu préfères Coke ou Pepsi? Est-ce que tu préfères Coke ou Pepsi? Je préfère Pepsi. Je préfère Pepsi. Est-ce que tu préfères les Suns ou les Lakers? If you don't know, that's basketball. Est-ce que tu préfères les Suns ou les Lakers? And if you don't prefer either one, just pick one. Super, je préfère les Suns. Je préfère les Suns. Est-ce que tu préfères le baseball ou le basketball? Est-ce que tu préfères le baseball ou le basketball? Je préfère le basket. In French, we often shorten that word. Je préfère le basket. Excellent! So we've talked about liking and preferring things, right? These are all things. Now we're going to talk about how to like and prefer activities. It's a lot of vocabulary today, but I know you can do it. We're going to talk about how to like or prefer an activity, something you do. So let's look at some simple sentences in English, talking about what we like or prefer to do. Here are two examples. I like to dance. I don't like to sing. I like to dance. I don't like to sing. To dance and to sing are in blue because they're the verb, and that's what we're talking about. I like to dance. I don't like to sing. When we talk about what we like to do, we use a form of the verb that in English starts with the word to dance, to sing, right? This form is called the infinitive. I'm going to read that again. When we talk about something we like to do, we use a form of the verb that in English starts with the word to. This is called the infinitive. Let's take a look at an example verb, another one. To call. This is called the infinitive form of the verb call. To call. It has to have the to in front of it. In French, there's no word to. We'll see later how it's different. It starts with the word to in English. The key is that no one is actually doing this activity. We're just talking about it. No one's calling anyone, but we're talking about what it's like to call, or if we want to call. So it's the infinitive form. Makes more sense when you use it a little bit. So let's try it. We're going to have some new vocabulary, and I'd like you to write them down as we go. Oh, there it says. Here are some verbs in French. Write them down as we go. So make sure you're in your notebook and a place with pen or pencil. If you don't have that, then put down the computer, press pause, and go get that stuff so you have it to take your notes because we're going to need these words. All right, let's start with the first word. The first word is téléphoner. Everyone say it after me. Téléphoner. Téléphoner. You can kind of guess what it is. It's a cognate. It means it's the same in English and French. It means to call or to talk on the phone. So please write that one down. Téléphoner. Okay, let's take a look at how we can use téléphoner. We can use téléphoner to say, I like to talk on the phone. J'aime téléphoner. Say it after me. J'aime téléphoner. Excellent. I can also say, I don't like to talk on the phone, right? Say it after me. Je n'aime pas téléphoner. Je n'aime pas téléphoner. Great. Je préfère. Maybe I'm asking, do you prefer to talk on the phone or do you prefer to talk in person? Je préfère téléphoner. Say it after me. Je préfère téléphoner. Fantastique. Let's go into another verb. The next one is parler. Say it after me. Parler. Parler. It means to talk or to speak. So you can write that one down. Okay, let's use that one in a sentence. And look, you'll notice that when I used this slide last, I wrote on the smartboard and it saved it, that we can use that with languages. Parler anglais, to speak English. Parler français, to speak French. And espagnol is pronounced the same in French as in Spanish. Parler espagnol, to speak Spanish. So you can use parler with any language, not just those three. All right, I like to speak. Say it after me. J'aime parler. I don't like to speak. Je n'aime pas parler. I prefer to speak, and let's pick a language. Let's say English. Je préfère parler anglais. Say that after me. Je préfère parler anglais. Look how long our sentences are. We're really learning a lot of French. It's awesome. Next verb is manger. Say it after me. Manger. Manger. It means to eat. Manger. We're going to put this one in a sentence, manger, but I want this time for you to say it first. And don't pay attention to my capital letters. It has to do with the way Google Slides makes the words go at the beginning. So, manger. See if you can say how to say, I like to eat, which most people like, right? Okay, compare yourself to what I say. J'aime manger. J'aime manger. Now say, I don't like to eat. Say it after me, or you don't have to, just compare it to what you said. Je n'aime pas manger. Je n'aime pas manger. And finally, how about I prefer to eat? And then you'd put a kind of food. Je préfère, right? I prefer to eat hamburgers. I prefer to eat pizza. We're just going to say I prefer to eat. So go ahead and say that in French. You should have said, je préfère manger. Je préfère manger. Another verb, we've got quite a few here today. Chanter. Everyone say it, chanter. Chanter. It means to sing. Chanter, to sing. Okay, why don't you say, I like to sing? Say it in French. J'aime chanter. I don't like to sing. Je n'aime pas chanter. Finally, I prefer to sing. Je préfère chanter. Je préfère chanter. Just a couple more. Danser. You can guess what that means, right? Say it after me. Danser. Danser. It means to dance, right? Looks pretty clear. Take a second to write that one down. Let's use it in a sentence. I like to dance. J'aime danser. I don't like to dance. Super, je n'aime pas danser. I prefer to dance. Je préfère danser. Je préfère danser. Excellent, and I believe this is one of the last ones. Nager is to swim. Say it after me. Nager. Nager. Okay, you use it in a sentence. J'aime, oops, look at that. I did it backwards for you. Oh well. Say it after me. J'aime nager. Je n'aime pas nager. Je préfère nager. Beautiful. All right, now you're going to answer some questions using those verbs, some questions about yourself. Your answers are going to depend on who you are, right? Some are going to say, yes, I like something, and some are going to say, no, I don't like something. So let's take a look. Est-ce que tu aimes danser? And we're going to take that out, and you're going to answer it yourself. Est-ce que tu aimes danser? And you either answered, oui, j'aime, or non, je n'aime pas. How about the next one? Est-ce que tu aimes téléphoner? So now try and do this without looking. See if you can do it. You either said, oui, j'aime téléphoner. Non, je n'aime pas téléphoner. The next one, manger. Est-ce que tu aimes manger? And you said either, oui, j'aime manger, or non, je n'aime pas manger. Nager. Est-ce que tu aimes nager? Oui, j'aime nager. Non, je n'aime pas nager. Excellent. Chanter. Est-ce que tu aimes chanter? Est-ce que tu aimes chanter? Oui, j'aime chanter. Non, je n'aime pas chanter. Parler français. So now we get to talk about a bunch of languages. Est-ce que tu aimes parler français? Est-ce que tu aimes parler français? Oui, j'aime parler français. Non, je n'aime pas parler français. Je n'aime pas parler français. That'd be a funny thing for me to say, wouldn't it? Est-ce que tu préfères? So now you're going to choose between two things. Est-ce que tu préfères danser ou chanter? And just read your answer. I would say je préfère chanter. Je préfère chanter. Est-ce que tu préfères nager ou danser? Je préfère nager. Je préfère nager. Est-ce que tu préfères danser ou manger? Est-ce que tu préfères danser ou manger? Je préfère manger. Je préfère manger. Est-ce que tu préfères manger ou téléphoner? Est-ce que tu préfères manger ou téléphoner? Je préfère manger. Je préfère manger. Fantastic! Bon travail! That means good work. Bon, you've seen before. And travail is work. Bon travail. That was excellent work. Good work. Now we're going to go on to our independent work and learn even more. Practice actually what we've learned, which is awesome. So let me just say goodbye right here. Au revoir. Have a great day.